Imagine walking into your favorite restaurant. Maybe it's the nice staff, the amazing food, or the vibrant colors of the atmosphere that makes this your favorite restaurant. Note if I told you behind all this, the amazing staff, the fresh ingredients, the nice colors of the restaurant, there's a careful business strategy at play. Today, I'm going to be comparing the virtual business restaurant simulation by Knowledge Matters to my hometown restaurant, Chewy's. Now, the reason I chose Chewy's as the restaurant of comparison is because Chewy's is an extremely successful business that uses many strategies Knowledge Matters attempts to teach students in this simulation. Now, before we start, a little introduction. Hi, I'm Ishan. I'm a 2-year Roanoke High School DECA member, and last year I was a restaurant ICDC finalist. Some cool stuff about me is that I'm an athlete. I run cross country and track, and I like to try new foods as well. Some background information about Chewy's. Chewy's opened in 1982 in Austin, Texas. It's known for being extremely family friendly and serving authentic Tex-Mex food. Since its opening in 1982 to now, Chewy's is in over many states and it has dozens of locations. Chewy's is now so successful that it has generated $450 million in its most recent fiscal year in terms of revenue. Now, beyond Chewy's being extremely successful, Chewy's is a personal connection to me. Whether it be birthday parties or post-baseball game dinners, Chewy's has always been my go-to dinner spot. And also, after talking with many of my friends, they agree with this statement. They love to go to Chewy's as a great dinner spot. Now, I believe Chewy's is able to create this personal connection through 4 different strategies. These strategies are 1, selecting a target market and a location based off that. 2, using great social media and print advertising. 3, effectively designing a menu. And 4, effectively using staffing. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to be comparing how Chewy's uses these 4 strategies and how the Knowledge Matters restaurant simulation teaches students how to use these strategies as well. Now to start, location. Chewy's target market is families, so Chewy's always wants to be close to families as much as possible. Take my local Chewy's for example. As you can see, it's very close to family neighborhoods. In fact, it's only within 5 minutes. This ensures that customers are easily able to access Chewy's and Chewy's can maintain repeat customers. Another way Chewy's gets new customers in is being very accessible. They are very close to highways or shopping centers or very popular shopping districts. In my local Chewy's example, you can see Chewy's is very close to the highway, making it seen by many new people who want to stop for a quick dinner trip. This combination of being close proximity to the target market and extremely accessible ensures Chewy's maintains repeat customers and has new customers coming to the restaurant, which naturally increases their revenue. Now, the simulation teaches students how to effectively use target market and location by implementing the location selector. Once students click the location selector button, they are prompted to choose between 26 different locations on where they want to place their restaurant. Each location is unique. What I mean by that is one location might have a higher rent and a higher amount of people within 10 blocks of the location, but another location might have a lower rent, but with a lower amount of people within 10 blocks. It is up to the student how they want to balance their rent and the people within 10 blocks of their restaurant. This simulates real-world decision-making in the restaurant industry. Another thing students have to consider is who their target market is. There are 3 types of target markets in the restaurant industry. 1, families, 2, couples, and 3, businesses. Students must decide which one they want to appeal to most. Now, once you've chosen a location, the next thing you want to do is to make sure people know that your restaurant exists. This is done by social media. Let's see how Chewy's does it. Now, Chewy's social media is very simple. They have 4 main marketing channels. This includes TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Let's look at a Facebook post above. Chewy's is highlighting the creamy green chili chicken enchiladas. This is a very strategic menu item to highlight. This is because chicken enchiladas are very targeted towards families, which makes sense because families are Chewy's targeted audience. So when Chewy's posts this item of they have great enchiladas, families feel very safe to come to this restaurant. Additionally, Chewy's has a very strategic set of color scheme. You can see this full of vibrant colors, making it more appealing to families rather than business people who prefer a more professional style. Now, the simulation teaches students how to implement social media by having an ad designer. In the ad designer, you can come up with a headline, which should include your restaurant's name. Then, in the text, you should include a menu item. And as mentioned before, the menu item matters a lot. If you continue with the family trend, I would highlight the chicken parmesan, as this is very popular among families, and they were more likely to come to my restaurant compared to me putting the lobster ravioli, which is more unique to couples. Now, another way you design your ad is by implementing a visual element. What I mean by that is you should select a picture that should go on your ad. These pictures range from plates of finished meals to children eating to business people eating. Again, continuing with the family trend, I'd pick an image of families eating together since families would feel much more safe if they saw this on an advertisement. Now you have to choose your demographic in the ad selector. For your demographic, you're to choose between ages, genders, how close you want to advertise your ad and what interests. It is important to balance how generalized your ad is and how hyper optimized your ad is. What I mean by that is you don't want to select all age ranges and all interests for your advertisement. This makes your audience way too large, and lots of people are going to see this unnecessary ad because they have no interest in your restaurant. But you want to also make sure that you're not hyper focused in your ad. What I mean by that is you only select one age range, one interest, and only people within 4 blocks. Because then your audience is going to be so low and not people are going to see your ad. Now, another way the simulation teaches you how to implement social media is through print advertising. Students must decide which print advertising channel they want to use to attract certain clientele. Now, once people know about your restaurant, you need to make a profit. This is done by effectively creating a menu. In Chewy's menu, it's very simple. They have a very easy to read layout. This is because Chewy's has 11 main menu items. Additionally, in these 11 main menu items, most of the options are for families. This is because since families is Chewy's target market, they want to make sure families are never disappointed and don't leave the restaurant because their menu is too boring for them. Additionally, Chewy's always puts their most popular items on top for a very specific reason I'll explain on the next slide. Now, in the menu designer in the restaurant simulation, students must decide which 10 menu items they want to put in the menu designer. Now, you cannot just put 10 random menu items. It has to be strategically decided. Again, continuing with the family trend, I'd put spaghetti and meatballs and fried chicken in the menu, as families seem to love these items compared to an item like the pan-seared tuna, which is more couples-based. Now, ordering matters a lot in the menu. Generally, people order from the top of the menu, then from the bottom of the menu. So it's important to highlight your most popular items at the top of the menu so that much more people can order them. Another thing that the simulation teaches students is how to strategically set up pricing. It teaches students that if you set your menu items way too high in price, then people might complain because they're not able to afford it and leave your restaurant, causing your revenue to decrease. But if you keep your pricing way too cheap, people will be glad to buy it, but you might not get as much profits as you expected. This simulation teaches students real-world problems that restaurants have and how students have to fix them. Now, once you have a menu decided, you need people to serve it. This is done by staffing. Let's see how Chewy's does it. Now, staffing at Chewy's is very simple. They always aim for their staff to have a high morale and always have a positive attitude towards customers. Additionally, Chewy's staffs day by day according to predicted busyness. And one more thing Chewy's attempts to do with their staff is aim for as fast service as possible. Let's see how the simulation teaches students staffing. Now, in staffing in VBC restaurant, it's very simple. You have a staffing tab where you must decide how many cooks, servers, and dishwashers you want per day. You're supposed to staff according to the expected occupancy of the restaurant. It's very simple to predict the expected occupancy of the restaurant based on what clientele you're serving to. Considering the family's trend here, I would definitely put more servers and cooks on Thursdays and Fridays compared to Mondays and Tuesdays, since generally families come in on Thursdays and Fridays rather than Mondays and Tuesdays, due to Mondays and Tuesdays being school nights and families just rather taking dinner at home. Additionally, the simulation is able to teach students what they're doing wrong if they do bad staffing job. What I mean by that, if students understaff on like a Thursday, they might get complaints. The line is too long and families are going to go somewhere else to eat. But if they overstaff, their weekly payroll may be too high and students' profits of the restaurant might decrease. Now, I believe that through these 4 methods, Chewy is able to maintain repeat customers and always have a good image in people's minds. And I believe that the restaurant simulation is effectively able to teach these 4 concepts plus many more. And I think this restaurant simulation is much more valuable than a simple blog post talking about restaurant or simple newspapers talking about restaurant. Thank you for listening to my comparison of Chewy's to the Knowledge Matters virtual restaurant simulation. At this time, I'll take any questions.